Hiccup is just being chased by hysterics on skis. And the big brute with the axe is shouting, "When I get hold of you, I shall tear you limb from limb and use your wishbone as a toothpick." Meanwhile, down at the bottom of the gorge, Gobber had woken from his nap, and 10 of his young pupils had returned from their hunting trip. Gobber had harnessed 5 saber-toothed driver dragons to the sleigh and was waiting for the return of Hiccup and Fishlegs. "I shot 90 snowpeckers," no, that's Speedyfist, sorry, not so loud. I shot 90 snowpeckers, boasted Speedyfist to an impressed Warthog. "That's nothing," crowed Snotlout. "I got 204. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Even Hiccup the useless and his ridiculous fish-legged friend must have got a few today. They can't be that pathetic." "What has happened to those numbskulls?" roared Gobber, beginning to feel a little uneasy. But Gobber was the son of Chief Stoic the Vast, to hear his name and tremble, ugh, and Stoic had a nasty temper and wouldn't be too pleased if something had happened to his only son. "Maybe they got ambushed by snowpeckers," sneered Snotlout. There was a shouting from the gorge, and down it like an erratic snow-ploughing rocket came Fishlegs, arms whirring like windmills. Fishlegs was going so fast he couldn't possibly stop. He went on past the sleigh, past the open-mouthed Gobber and the boys, and on for 50 metres until he finally came to a stop and collapsed on the ice. Gobber ran after him, and with a very nasty feeling now in the bottom of his stomach, and picked Fishlegs up. Fishlegs looked terrible, purple and sweaty and trembling. "Hiccup!" shouted Gobber. "Where's Hiccup?" Hysterics, gasped Fishlegs. Hysterics. Gobber turned as white as a semi-spotted snowpecker. Up above, Hiccup shot out of the cover of the trees like an arrow from a bow. Directly below him was the gorge. He could see the little speck of Gobber's sleigh. Look, he's a little bit anxious, love, behind his crossed steeples. The other boys, and little dots moving around a bit, the other boys must have made it back then. Hiccup knew that if he skied down the gorge, he would never make it. The hysterics were so close behind him now that they would shoot him or catch him before he reached the bottom. He had to make a split-second decision. Instead of heading towards the gorge, he set his teeth grimly and pointed his skis to the right, down the slope that led directly to the cliff top. What are you doing?" Reached Toothless. This way is 200-metre cliff. You're going to die." Behind him, the hysterics burst out of the woods. When they saw where Hiccup was going, they didn't even bother to start shooting. They just swooped after him, shouting out jeeringly, "Where do you think you're going, hooligan scum? Say hello to Valhalla for me, because that's where you'll end up." They could see the edge of the... I must say, I can't think what Hiccup's plan is here. They could see the edge of the cliff now, where the snow ended, and it was just an endless drop into nothingness. I just don't know what Hiccup's thinking. "Stop!" shrieked Toothless. "Stop!" "Why?" asked Hiccup. "I haven't got any choice. You think those hysterics are going to give me a big warm hug and let me go?" No, screamed Toothless, "but you can't ski off a cliff. It's a long way down." "That's why I need your help, One Eye," said Hiccup to the great saber-toothed dragon, who was bounding alongside. "And what makes you think," sneered One Eye, "that I want to help you? I hate humans. One less of you little pink slave drivers isn't going to trouble me." "That's true," said Hiccup, "but if I die, the next chief of the hairy hooligan tribe will be..." Hiccup had run out of sleep. He launched himself off the cliff, throwing his weight forward, skis wide apart. One Eye followed, unfolding his great wings. "Whoopee-hoo!" said One Eye urgently. "Whoopee-hoo!" For one moment, Hiccup soared up into that glorious infinity of blue sky like a bird. And then he plunged down. "Snot face, not loud!" screamed Hiccup as he fell. That's quite clever. Hiccup screamed towards the ice at 150 miles per hour. Gobber the Belch, watching from below as the precious son of his boss was about to fall to his death, screamed as well. In 3 seconds, Hiccup would smash into the ground, and that would be the end of him. After 1 second, Hiccup was pretty sure One Eye would save him. After 2 seconds, he wasn't quite so sure, and in fact, the great saber-toothed driver dragon was only just in time. For vital milliseconds, his hatreds of humans held him back. But then he folded back his wings and dived after Hiccup. Because he hates not that, you see, so much. A saber-tooth can dive more swiftly and beautifully than a peregrine falcon. One Eye caught Hiccup around the waist with his great talons in the nick of time and then swept upwards, wings stretched out like a great white kite. Hiccup gave a whoop of joy and relief. Down below, the watching boys cheered and started the hooligan hurrah. Gobber practically fainted, such was his relief. "Snot face, snot cloud," said One Eye as he spread his wing wide. Is he the tall, red-headed boy with a face like a pig?" "That's the one," cried Hiccup happily. "Then you're right," replied One Eye, soaring even higher. "Perhaps you are a human worth saving." Up on the cliff tops, the big broofer hysteric with the axe was so angry he snapped his ski poles like twigs. His furious voice floated up to them. "You're not safe yet! You're not safe ever!" screamed the big brute, completely beside himself. "Wherever you go, I shall find you. I shall follow you to the ends of the earth, to the bottom of the ocean, in the godlike heights of the sky. I promise you, you hooligan cockroach, that you will regret the day you shot an arrow into the bottom of Norbot the Notjob." And then the sound became too faint for them to hear any more. "Remind me," Hiccup said to Toothless as they flew along, "not to come back to Hysteria any time in the next 20 years. "Ever," replied Toothless passionately. "We not come back ever." Saber-toothed drivers are so bulky and muscular they can only fly slight short distances. So One Eye dropped right down and placed Hiccup in the sleigh of a very relieved Gobber the Belch. Gobber could one look at the hysterics on the cliff tops, shaking their fists and howling the hysterical howl, and judged it might not be a good idea to stick around. He loaded Hishlegs and the other boys back onto the sleigh, and cheering and singing, they followed the flying saber-tooth all the way back to the little Isle of Berg. Ooh. And then before the next chapter, there's a little message from the venomous Vorpant. Remember the venomous Vorpant? "I am the venomous Vorpant, deadlier than an asp soaked in aspic, more toxic than toadstool-flavoured tarantula. Are you coughy and coldy and snotty and sneezy? Are you mad? Are you sad? Do you feel queasy? Is your skin so hot it is starting to smoke? Is your throat so stiff it is making you choke? If you fall down dead, then perhaps you too have been stung by the venomous Vorpant." So, next chapter is called, next chapter begins with Norbert the Nutjob finding Hiccup in his dreams. And next chapter 4 is called Is There Something Wrong with Fish Legs? I'll have to listen to that tomorrow.